This is no way saying that you admit fault and that you did something wrong per se, but that these people perceive you as the wrong one, and thus you are the bad guy to them.
Like, let's say breakup stories,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in that beginning portion where it's
Yeah,
like it's fresh, it's brand new, like you're the asshole, you're the villain, you're
right.
wrong, you're the bad guy.
I would keep on saying how like I'm not interested.
What? But you said, hold on. You said those words to her.
I did multiple times.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
Good evening.
Hey, no, you gonna do your thing? Go ahead.
I was doing something completely different. You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
Good evening. You're listening to The Quiet Storm with Jason and Manny, and we're here to discuss romance, heartache, single life, divorced life, engaged life, COVID life, all here on The Quiet Storm. No, I'm joking. We're here for the Last of the Nice Guys podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Manny. Hey, guys! Hey!
That's our homage to Joe, who may or may not be joining us a little later because, he's just the most awesome host that we ever had for this podcast. So awesome. I'm just going to get right into it. We actually have a couple of comments, but I haven't sorted them out yet. So we'll just do another nice guys response maybe next episode. So if you guys did send us a comment on via email, text, or Instagram, I am getting them. I am reading them. I'm just being lazy. So I promise you, probably next week we'll do another Nice Guys Part 3. I think Nice Guys response. We'll respond to all the comments and then we'll get back to it. But for today's topic, I want to ask you a question. All of you. Are you the villain of someone else's story? Ooh. In other words, does somebody hate you? Does someone feel like you did them wrong? Is there a misunderstanding? Let's get a little deeper. So I'm going to throw it out to you first, Manny. Are you the villain of someone else's story? Let's break it down, because everybody likes to see themselves as the good guy. Most people do, I would say. The majority of people do. They don't like to see themselves as bad or wrong or evil. So the concept of being the villain of somebody else's story can be quite, I wouldn't say traumatizing, but definitely demoralizing. So again, Manny, do you think, or are you the villain of someone else's story?
That is a very good question. I'm going to have to go with, depends on the individual you're speaking of.
No, anybody you could think of.
I mean, God, there's so many people. Let's see. There have been times in the past where I've gotten a girl that other people haven't, so that made me the bad guy.
Yeah.
There's also been times that I've helped individuals out of certain situations that made me the good guy. There has also been situations where I just didn't give a damn. I'm trying to be PG here, where I didn't give a shit, and that made me the neutral guy. So I really don't know. It's again, it depends on who you're referring to.
No, it's in general. Can you think of anything, any situation, past, present, or potential future, where you can see yourself being the villain in someone else's story, where you can see yourself being considered the wrong one or the bad guy in that person's eyes? Now, I'm not saying this is no way saying that you admit fault and that you did something wrong per se, but that these people perceive you as the wrong one, and thus you are the bad guy to them.
I don't think I've been the villain. Maybe in like, let's say, breakup stories. Like exactly. in that beginning portion where it's like it's fresh, it's brand new, like you're the asshole, you're the villain, you're wrong, you're the bad guy. And then as time progressed, when sense and reality sets in, it's more or less like, oh, okay, I understand. Maybe you're not so bad.
Okay, well, let's get a little deeper. Can't we then, before we get to me, can't we then reasonably assume that you're the villain in your kid's mom's story, i.e. the current situation you guys are going through? Can't you then say that in her eyes you're the villain?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth today. It's like,
I mean, I didn't want to go there with that one, but
no,
I guess to a certain degree,
right?
I would be considered the villain.
And from her point of view, but I want to make it very clear, we're talking about the other person's perspective, not necessarily reality or truth.
Whether or not she like looks at me in that way, I don't think so. Not all the time, at least.
Yeah, it's hot and cold. It's hot and cold.
Yeah, it's more or less like a hot potato situation. You know, it's hot, and then it's like, shit. Yeah, but I mean. I guess in that aspect, I guess that'd be the only story that's right now that's occurring. Relevant. I guess.
I mean, I could think of. I mean, there are a few. So this actually was inspired by Elvis Duran on the Morning Show, but it was super inspired because I had a really close friend, a really close friend in high school, Asian guy, great guy, and he basically, after like middle of college, he completely vanished off the face of the planet, right? So I went on a campaign to search for this guy because he was a really good friend. I was putting out like missing posters on Facebook, right? Like I'm like where is this guy? So then finally somebody who actually is a mutual friend who saw it, who actually lives near him, reached out to him and said, hey, listen, you remember Jason, he's looking for you. And the tirade that he went on to this person about me shocked my world, as he shocked the world, shocked my world. Basically, the guy hates me, you know what I'm saying? Or for lack of a better word. And so I had to get deep down into him. Like, what did I do to this guy? The last time we saw each other, we were great. We were absolutely great. So what could have happened? And so when I went down, and furthermore, we had to even Joe was here. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because even Joe was like, "What did you do to him?" I was like, "I don't know. I literally don't know." Another mutual friend of mine was like, "Yeah, that's weird." But when we all started comparing stories, it looks like, for better or for worse, in high school I dated his sister, and I dated his sister into also college around the same time. Things didn't work out between me and her. Clearly, she broke up with me because it was long distance. She was in Buffalo, I was in Miami, and that was ridiculous. And so I remember, I'll never forget the day she broke up with me. She says to me, "I need somebody who's there," and I said, "No, I'm here." She says, "No, I mean physically." I said, "Oh, okay." And that was the end of it. That was the end of the relationship. So when I moved on to eventually what it would become my kid's mom, thank you God, and she came back around, and she was kind of like jealous and in a weird way. And in the end, when me and my kid's mom broke up, but she was pregnant, I was kind of seeing her. It was a weird situation, and to the point where she was so, I wouldn't say, jealous or something, that she would try to keep me in her orbit. It was a very weird, when you're young, you're complicated, and I really can't explain to this day. It was so freaking. It was like, we're talking about 1920 kind of young. Okay, I'm talking about a long time ago. So in the end, I continued to make it work with whom became my kid's mom, and officially things between me and his sister just ended. So he seems to be holding a massive grudge against that when it comes to dating his sister and how it ended with I was going to try to use that background, but I didn't think it was going to work. I hate you. Hate you. So anyway, so yeah, that's actually what it was. He's pissed off, from what I understand, because I dated his sister, and in his eyes, I dropped his sister for a different girl who I ended up knocking up, and that's pretty much why I'm the villain of his story. And I said, huh, that's friggin' crazy. We never had a discussion about this. He never had a problem with me dating his sister that I was aware of. He never came at me about anything that was going on between me and his sister that I was aware of. And furthermore, my relationship with his sister had absolutely nothing to do with my friendship with him. It was so independent. It was like ridiculous. It was, in my opinion, it was like dating a regular girl. That's nothing that had no affiliation with him wise. Maybe from the beginning, he didn't like that I dated his sister because I got to know her through him. It's possible, and he never said anything. But if that was the truth, he hid it so well, I had no idea whatsoever. So that's one example.
Quiet, yeah.
Exactly. So that's one example of how I am literally, to this day, the villain of his story when it comes to his sister. And he will never speak to me again because of how things ended between me and his sister. And I find that to be laughable and quite weird because we were good friends. We were really good friends with each other. So that's one example that I've got, And of course, maybe not now, but in the past, I was absolutely the villain of my kid's mom's story for half a decade or more. In my opinion, I still think I'm the villain of her story because in my personal opinion, don't come at me, I think she blames me for where her life is now. Now, I'm not saying her life is shitty. I'm not saying her life is crappy. She's married. She's got 2 more kids. So she's got 4 total, 2 with me, 2 with her husband. But is she happy? I don't think so. And I think that she blames me for that.
Same.
I believe somewhere back in her mind, she says, had you just, done the right thing, which she considered the right thing was marrying her after we had our first one, all this would have been avoided apparently. And I don't agree because miserable with me or miserable with her husband is not going to try to miserableness. Because to this day, I am quite sure that had I stayed with her, anything remotely close to the personality that I have now would be dead and gone. I'd be a husk of a guy because I just don't think. Anyway,
sounds familiar.
So, exactly.
So yeah, I'm glad that you shared that story with your ex friend, I guess.
Yeah, ex really good friend.
I have two similar stories.
Okay.
And the first one was back in high school, which I eventually became really good friends with this individual.
God, I hate Joe. Carry on.
Do we all hate Joe?
We all hate Joe.
So,
hey, Joe.
Hey, look who decided to join the party now that we're finished. Good night, guys. We're all ready to go.
That's it. This is the last of the Nice Guys podcast.
And see you guys later. Bye.
Listen, look at this guy. You need to wear a shirt when we do the podcast because you look like.
First off, I had got my back done today, so I cannot wear a shirt. I need to let it breathe. Hence,
would you get that? You got that tramp stamp done?
I don't give a shit what coloring book you put on your body now, but you look like a.
No, you got that tramp stamp.
You look like one of those really poor stencils drawings you get from like the 99-cent store.
Listen, Black Leprechaun, shut up.
Oh.
All right. Now. I had a topic, but since you guys are already in mid-show.
You are in mid-show, and you tell me you had no topic. So anyway, we can.
I didn't say that. I said I had a topic.
No, we can do 2 topics. Hold on. So basically, the first topic we just said is, are you the villain of someone else's story? So
you know what? Let's just stick with that one.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So I shared.
That's a good topic. Wow.
I shared 2 examples. Manny's going to share another example, and then we'd love to hear from you, Joe, special guest Joe.
In reference to what do you mean by hero villain? You mean like
are you the villain of someone else's story? Does someone hate you? Did you ever
do somebody to hate you?
Yeah. Did somebody feel like you did them wrong? Is there a misunderstanding?
Yes. Of
Joe's
course.
gonna take over the rest of the episode because I'm sure he has a long list.
Oh, he
No,
has
no,
a
no.
huge
Actually,
list.
Manny, surprisingly, I don't. I only have literally one. That's it. One.
Oh.
Well, let me get
One.
back to. I want to hear what Manny has to say first because you're late and I don't want to forget.
No one cares about you.
Exactly.
So so back in high school, I meet new people, whatever, yada yada yada. And there was this one girl that I was like kind of trying to talk to or date or whatever. And
trying to talk to.
no, these are air quotes, not nipple pinches. Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference.
He said this girl I was trying to talk to.
Anyways, so it never obviously went anywhere, but we hung out a few times or whatever. She had a really good friend of hers that would always give me like the side eye and would always like that exert that hateness towards you, just like, oh, I hate you, what are you doing here? And I was like, I don't know why she feels this way. Flash forward a few years after high school, come to find out that she came out of the closet and she's like, oh, I had an interest in that female that obviously didn't work out. And, I was upset to see you with her and not me and da. So I was kind of jealous of the same situation. But, long story short, like, we got over it and she became a really good friend of mine. So yeah, so we overcame that. The hero.
You guys were mature.
Right.
You guys were both mature.
Mature.
You bet mature.
Mature.
As you mature together.
Mature.
Flash another like 10, 12 years later.
And then another girl comes between you two and you become the villain again.
No. Another situation like that.
Oh, another lesbian? You play with a lesbian?
Yes, actually. I thought I was actually like
exactly
dating this person. Like we were hanging out and I
thought you were dating them. Oh my god.
Again.
It was one of those you're dating them but they're not dating you situations.
Well, no. Like we were always hanging out. We were always having, conversing with each other. And then like it never went anywhere. It was like stale. Like a steady.
It was stale.
Steady. Yeah, it was like a steady whatever. And I was like, okay, like this is weird. Like we'll hang out, like we're like besties or whatever, and we're always talking, we're always hanging out. And then like nothing happened. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if this is going anywhere, if I'm wasting my time. I don't know, whatever. So then I kind of like veered off course and kind of like started seeing what was out there in the dating pool. And then she would pop in and or like, hey, I'm back. And I'm like, all right, let's hang out.
And
God.
like it's convenience for her.
Right. And then out of nowhere, so we used to work together at this job that, whatever, I will not conceal. And then out of nowhere, another female started working there. And this female gave me the hatefulness again. And I'm like, I don't even know. Like she made me double check myself. I was like, did I
check
sleep
yourself
with
before you wreck yourself?
I was like, did I sleep with her and not remember? Or is this someone's sister? Like
he's a Rolling Stone, ladies and gentlemen.
I like to sing, guys.
I like to sing. I like to sing.
So I was like, I don't know her. I don't remember her. Like, who is this bitch? Like, why is she giving me such like hate? So after some time, come to figure out that the girl that I thought I was dating was with her. So it was her girlfriend. And I didn't even know there was a relationship. I didn't even know she was I didn't know any of this. So she had a lot of hate towards me and I didn't even know she existed. I didn't know this relationship. I didn't know anything, but apparently I was the guy trying to cut in through the middle. And I was like, but I that's not my fault. I didn't know, like this was the biggest secret. So that obviously that relationship ended. And then I went to the girl that I thought I was dating. I was like, well, why didn't you just tell me what the fuck was going on? Like if you're with her, it would have made so much sense because I'm over here like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand.
Because she wanted to keep the bestie. She wanted to keep the work husband. I'm sorry. It's too good.
That's
selfish.
The craziness. Yeah. So
selfish.
I was like, because like, again, nothing happened. There was nothing going on. And then I met my daughter's mother soon after that. And everybody's like, how are you guys together? I thought you guys were together. And I was like, yeah, don't even bring that up.
That was too fresh. It's too soon. It hurts too much.
Yeah. So the other girl, like apparently just disappeared and I never heard from her again, but that same hate was still there until she left. So I guess I'm the villain there. Yeah. So
pretty much. Well, yeah.
Joe, you wanted to share A villain story? Who
hates you?
Are you the villain of someone's story?
I am. This was like when I was working 2 jobs. One of the jobs was
So last week?
one, I hate when he interrupts me. He's like a little fucking like.
Watch it now, okay?
All right. So anyway,
You're white.
I was gonna say something nice just now, and you just ruined it. So you know what? Forget it.
No, I'm sorry.
You can do that?
No,
Yeah.
he can't. The only time he's nice to me is when he's like really vulnerable, and with a drink in his hand.
The last time I was up there and in Miami, down there in Miami, I stood over his bed, and I just played the flute, and I thought that. No, like just a regular flute, and I thought that would make him feel good or have good dreams. But
what he calls a flute is heavy breathing. That's all I remember.
Jason. Especially
was it all nasally congested that it just every time he blew out?
There was a little whistle from his nose. Joe, are you the villain of someone's story besides mine?
Yeah, actually, yeah. But only for one person. It was back a couple of years ago. Well, actually, a while back now, considering it's 2021. And I worked in a retail store called Club Monaco. It's on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan.
Sounds really prestigious.
It was actually. Let me tell you something. That was a blessing in disguise. That job, and for more reasons than one. Man, now I think about it, it's crazy. Anyway, she I'm not gonna disclose her name because I don't know what's going on in the world of the internet, so I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. But me and her took a liking, but it was never like a serious thing. It was like more of a situationship type thing.
Right.
But it was so
you
bad.
guys were talking.
We were talking, but it was so bad to the point where like we would have interest towards each other, but there would be no type of relationship, no type of moves to make a relationship.
Okay.
Nothing. It was like not exactly what like Manny was saying, because I didn't really actually pursue her in any sort of way whatsoever. Right. But she was 100%, 110% probably, most likely now I think about it, pursuing me.
Okay.
And given the fact
she was me, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. So given the fact that we worked with each other, and B, that she had this liking, that I really didn't feel the same way about her, because I was more interested in other women at the time
and everything else, right?
And everything.
I like how you said other women. Okay, so it was just one. It was all of them.
Oh, yeah, he was a free agent.
Anyway, so
I thought his screen froze for a second. That's how still he was. I was like, oh shit, there he goes.
No, I'm in the house this time, bitch.
I can see that.
I'm good.
That's why he's talking in such a very.
That's why I'm doing.
He's not whispering when he's doing his bedroom voice.
That's why I'm doing a monotone voice, so no one can hear me.
That's right.
You're not that. You can't go that low to do monotone, sir.
They think he's on a business call.
That's why I'm talking like this. Suck my dick.
See, and we just lost viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's how easy it is.
Nobody liked that.
Can I continue my story?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Am I
no,
doing this topic?
You're explaining how you're a scumbag.
We have to mess with you because you're late, but go ahead. Every time you're late, this is what you get. You got to get at least 10 minutes of crap, but go ahead.
Anytime, no dead air.
For people who don't see, I was making a sad face, and only Manny caught it. Jason's a dick.
Yeah, I couldn't get to.
So yeah, I was pretty much a scumbag, to be honest. I was a straight A scumbag. We even did like activities where.
What does that mean?
Mean like we would do stuff besides the obvious, but we would do like go to the beach, whatever, like little small dates, whatever. But I would not. I would keep on saying how like I'm not interested.
What you said? Hold on, you said those words to her?
I did multiple times.
Okay.
But she did what she wanted to do, and I was like. With that being said, it kind of just eventually, after maybe 2 months
that's not
of rapid seeing each other within those 2 months, it kind of fell apart. But the hatred after that was blocking me on Instagram.
Oh.
And then I'm not even going to be shitting you. I don't think it was because of me.
Okay.
But I think it's because she had a daughter at the time that was very, maybe one. She was very young.
Okay.
she had moved to like North Dakota.
Damn,
The next month after that, the third month.
Damn.
And I was like, what'd I do?
That's a hell of a heartbreak right there. Did you made this girl move?
So, I mean, I don't think it was me 100%, but I think it was partially me.
Yeah, maybe you were the last straw. Okay.
Had to be. Because the way I think about it, like, she really wanted something. Like, she really wanted to do something. She wanted to be in something.
Right.
Like, I was like, I'm not. No.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. Sorry.
No. So I was 100% villain.
So you think she's in the North Dakota right now and thinking fondly about how much she wants to like kill you or something?
No.
Voodoo doll.
No. She has all that land North Dakota has. I mean, she should be happy about that.
She's happy. She has all that land to like.
And she's not messing around or talking to you anymore. So yeah, she's definitely
exactly.
Happy.
There you go. I'm not. That's not even an insult to me. That's fine.
Hey, hey, calm that down.
Oh, well, see, look, Jason can't handle the fact that I'm accepting an insult. That's why he gets like that. Look, he gets like that. Look, see him? Look at him.
What's happening here? No, because you missed the topic. My first example, because you would have known about the individual I was talking about in my first example. I guess you'll have to listen to our podcast to actually know what the original first example was, because you had actually had a mini role in it. So, well. Yeah, you don't remember? I mean, I can't. We're not naming names, and I have to retell the whole story again for the click in your head. But
I don't remember who was it. It wasn't the
who? No, it was the Asian friend. The Asian friend.
Was it back in Brooklyn?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Say no more.
I explained. And again, that story it's a terrible retelling of it because I still don't understand it myself.
Wait, I don't ask something. You specifically, Jay. Whatever happened to the Silver Gold days?
Yes.
What happened to that? Didn't you break some other girl's heart, some black girl or something like that?
In Silver Gold.
Silver Gold, yes.
Who?
Ooh, this just got juicy.
Juicy.
Remind me of this, because I only ever remember in Silver Gold. In Silver Gold, I only ever remember trying to get involved with one girl. I think her name was Carrie, and she was a cute little white girl, and that was the only.
No, dude, no. There was. I remember distinctively. You told me back in Silver Gold. I think like either you kissed this girl, or you slept with her, or something. There was
I kissed,
and she worked with us back in Silver Gold.
I don't think I slept with anybody in Silver Gold. I have to be real with you. I don't think I got it in with anybody at Silver Gold.
We worked with her, and she was the sister of some guy that we used to work with.
Sister
in Silver Gold.
Yeah,
man, I don't remember. I can't believe you don't remember this. And this is when you had the yellow car.
Of course, that was the first. I only had the yellow car back in Silver Gold.
But I remember, like, if Owen was here, he would tell you the same thing because he met her before. Okay. I'm telling you, like, you did something with her. I don't know what it was.
Okay, but then how am I the villain in her story? How did that end?
I don't know. I just remember like you doing something with her, and maybe like she just was like, "Fuck this guy."
Okay. Was there any like drama in the workplace? Like,
I believe there was a little bit of drama. Like my memory about that is very. It's like this. It's not. Right. It's very minimal. I don't really know how to.
I mean, I have a lot of memories. I mean, I wrote stories about the Silver Gold times, and it was great. But
you know what?
But
while we're on air, real quick,
okay,
you guys, I'm gonna call up Owen. I want to see exactly if he remembers this.
Ooh, the mysterious Owen. Let's do it.
The cock blocking champ of the United States.
Yeah. I want to call him up as we're on the phone right now because I want to ask him real quick.
Just give him the Zoom invite. Let him come. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it up to the mic so he can hear this.
Let's see.
It's great. I can't believe we're doing this on air.
I can't believe we're doing it on air. It's just fucking. Hey, dude, let me ask you a question.
Let him know he's on the podcast.
Let him know he's on the podcast.
Don't.
First off, right now I'm doing the podcast with Jason and Manny, right? So we're recording right now. You're on air. I have a question for you though. Remember the Silver Gold days?
Oh God. Oh God, how could I forget?
Okay, let me ask you a question about them. Were you there when?
Make sure he doesn't mention names.
And don't mention any names. But I'm just gonna ask you.
I gotta hear this.
No, because I don't remember her name. Was there a girl, like a black girl, that Jason did something with, like a short black girl that used to work with us? Do you remember seeing her there?
See.
Do you remember? Okay. Do you remember? Yafi, the grill guy?
Yafi was the shit.
Okay. You remember? Obviously, everyone knows Yafi because he was like as small as an ant. But do you remember?
10 times a day.
Do you remember there was a black guy that used to work with us, like dark skin?
You mean not Leroy? Leroy, no,
not Leroy.
But he was tall though.
Tall guy. Do you remember him, Owen?
Yeah.
Like he was kind of skinny.
Kind of skinny, yes.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Do you remember that he had a sister that was working with us?
Negative. I don't know what you're talking about. It was Lee. I think his name was.
Barely. I'll be honest with you, very barely.
See, it's not. The story never happened.
Okay, so then I'm the only one. Story. I'm the only one that thinks that Jason did something to this woman. This poor girl. Woman. I think he gave her rides because she used to live in Flatbush, and he gave her rides because
I gave everybody fucking rides. What are you talking about? Everybody
you didn't give me an own ride one time. Me and him had to take the damn bus. We had to walk down the road and take the bus one time.
That's a lie.
Owen, do you remember that?
That time when we were walking, and Jason looked at us directly. He's like, "Guys, you okay? Yeah, bye."
That's not true. That's not true. That's why. Now I know. See, now I'm the villain of. That's why I'm the villain of Owen's story, and that's why he's blocking you with Trish. That makes sense now.
Joe's face that day when he did that was legendary. He's like, "That asshole."
Okay, I had to ask because I feel like I'm the only person that ever works there that remembers this girl. And man, it's crazy. All right, well, I just wanted to know, dude. I thought you remembered. I'm not sure if you came on like later on after she left, but I just wanted to know if you remembered her and the brother, because the brother, I think you actually remember the brother because you said
the brother.
Yeah,
I remember the tall, lanky dude. But
yes, exactly.
I probably went there when if that girl was there. I probably was not around when she was there.
Probably. Okay. At least you remember the brother though, because Jason doesn't know fucking shit.
No, Leroy was the guy, but Leroy didn't have no sister.
Someone lied to me about my supposed paycheck that I was supposed to get from that job, but I digress.
Well, anyway, thanks so much, Owen. I love you, buddy. I'll see you later.
Ooh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest on our show.
Yeah.
Joe just hung up on him.
Yep, definitely did. So yeah,
he said, my paycheck.
I can't believe he just. That was it.
Oh my god. Okay,
any other examples of being the villain, or any stories that you know of someone hating you or hating someone, or somebody feeling like they were done wrong, or misunderstandings like?
I don't have any other villain story. That's the only one that happened.
You really think that you really think that there's only one person that makes see you as a villain?
I'm sure there. I honestly, I'm sure there's like a few. I have villain. I have women that were villains to me. Right.
Well, of course. I mean, that's because it's perception.
I got like maybe 4 of them that
the way we perceive ourselves is different from the way others perceive us. So
yeah.
But I mean, of course, I threw Manny under the bus, and I also said it for myself. I'm sure your son's mother considers you a villain to some degree.
So that's a little bit of a it's kind of different, but I get what you're saying only because I tried to legally. Not even quotations. I tried to legally take my son away from the situation that she was in, so therefore she hated me. I think, ironically enough, since we're on the subject, last week she had sent me a random text of the court decision from the judge who made the decision saying I basically have him for full custodianship, and she only gets to see him like every other week.
Okay,
something like that.
That's awesome.
Like, but then she showed me that and she said SMH, and I was like, look, STFU, stop dwelling on the past. And then we didn't speak no more from that day, obviously. But I was like,
but that document wouldn't stop her from seeing her child, and I highly doubt if she put some real effort and showed some real interest, you would follow suit. You wouldn't like.
I mean, as you get older, you're supposed to get more mature and wiser. That is not the case with her.
As we mature.
She's supposed to get more mature and wiser and Weezer. Mature and Weezer.
Weezer.
So the band
that you did over him.
Yeah, pretty
over
much.
the bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jason, enjoy your sleep because you were high.
Oh my god! I gotta share that photo of you where I look like a beached whale in the thing. JJ sent it to me. It's hilarious.
I have it. I'm never getting rid of it. I have it.
Oh, it's of the two guys, you and me, and JJ took the picture, and I'm like,
I got this video of you and JJ.
oh, you got them all. Okay, you got
I got
them all.
that.
Okay,
and
we're on a podcast. That's good.
Okay, cool.
So actually, but for that story, JJ's the villain of my story. From that story,
no, he wasn't, because he warned us. He warned you guys.
He didn't warn shit. He said, and
Manny, did he not warn us?
Listen, it wasn't verbal, but it was definitely.
The fuck does that mean?
It was definitely
it was a non-verbal warning. That's what we got.
Basically, it was definitely damn, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Is it because you were overwhelmed?
Projected it out there.
Who?
You, because you were in the middle of like, oh, let me set up this, and bro, you were handed one and were like,
No. Yes, I was overwhelmed. I was trying to cram a lot into one night, but he said, and clear as day, Jason. No, sorry, my little pseudo cool name, Vibe. I'm gonna need you to take a whole one. Those was the exact words to me, and I said okay because the last time I had, nothing happened. So I thought, okay, well maybe he was telling me, well, for you to feel something, take a whole one.
Right.
That's what he told me, and I said when he handed it to me, that's exactly what I did. I took a whole one, and I kept it moving. And I mean, I didn't see his face. Manny saw his face.
I did.
And all I know is that all he did was like verbally do a countdown. We need to hurry up because he's probably got another half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I'm listening to this guy. Next to him, he was leaning over. He's like, I'm giving him an hour. I'm giving him an hour.
And then he just kept watching you. He was just like,
I know, and I was very nervous the entire time.
He was laughing so fucking hard, man.
I know he was. He's an asshole. So JJ is the villain. JJ is the villain of that story for me. So there you go.
Oh my god, I love it.
That was some good shit. That was as
hell. Any other examples of or stories or any other things you could
what
think
about
of?
You guys as baby mamas? Aren't you?
Well, we already discussed that. Okay. You missed it because remember you had missed the whole 45 minutes. But yes, I had just briefly I basically said that I'm quite sure that I'm the villain of my kid's mom's story because I believe personally that she blames me for her life completely.
And you're an awesome fucking parent to boot.
So I try. And Manny was being shy about it, but he cannot confirm nor deny whether he's the villain of his future ex-wife.
I hear and see. Look, I hear and see what that man does with his children, and I can automatically tell he's the hero for them. Have
you seen?
He's the hero for them.
Have you seen the pictures of Manny's daughters?
Yes, they're adorable.
Aren't they though? Oh my god!
I immediately showed my fiance Manny, by the way, and I was like, "Look, if you don't produce me 2 kids like this, twins, I'm going."
And they're not twins. It's funny about that. I had asked about that. Are they twins? Like, no, they're close.
No, they look like twins.
They do, and I told them they look like twins. But that's kind of how my boys were. Minus the fact that their complexions are off. They look like twins. I dressed them as twins forever. So I love
it's
that. It's
crazy how good they look. Like I've wanted to have daughters for so fucking long. Man.
Me too. I mean, I'll never have one. I don't plan on it anymore. But yeah, I was like, oh, how cute they are.
I can't have any more, so they're my last ones. Thank Jesus.
Oh man, that's another topic for another day. All right. Well, I think any final thoughts on the way people perceive you or any advice to give somebody who may be the villain of somebody's story, even though they either didn't mean it, don't feel like they deserve it, or like Joe or a scumbag?
I am a scumbag.
Yeah, you're a scumbag. But my thing is, you have to look at everything from both sides. You can't just take everything as it was directed towards you as at face value.
Right.
There is such a thing as people being selfish, and there is such a thing as doing selfish things. That doesn't make you a selfish person. Whereas it's the same thing in this scenario. Just because somebody did something villainous doesn't make them a villain. let's say 7 out of 10 times, they just either misinterpreted the situation or just did what they thought to be the best thing in that particular situation.
Right.
So before you go and storm off and disappear out of that individual's life, have one conversation, see what happened, get the facts straight, and then make your decision from there.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I like that.
I agree.
I
completely, utterly agree.
That's very wise.
Yeah.
Or whatever. How are you pronouncing it?
Wheeze.
Wheeze. That was pretty wheeze.
You become weezer and more mature.
And more mature, yes.
I like music.
As we mature together.
He said, "I like music."
Joe, any final thoughts on being you?
It's pretty much this, like the scenario I told you guys earlier before about the one girl who moved to North Dakota. Only that's
you get it right. You drove her to North Dakota.
I wish. I want to see North Dakota. I heard it's nice. And boring. I in that situation in general, that could be a little different overall, because like even when you have that conversation with that person,
right,
and they still do what they want to do, even though they know
right
their ending result, really not on you. It's on them. Like, it's not on.
Well, words and actions. Words say one thing, actions say another.
If you honestly, if you want to keep open up,
if you want to be technical,
if you want to keep doing that, even after I said there's nothing going to come out of this, what do you want me to do? Like, it's not my fault. You're the one that keeps on pursuing, and then when you actually wake up one day and, oh my God, he's serious, he doesn't really want anything, I better move to North Dakota. So like, but I agree 110%. I agree 110% with what Manny said. It boils down to communication, man. Speak the fuck up, which pretty much is a necessity when it comes to dealing with, for us with women. So, and vice versa. So you have to speak up. No, communication is like key when it comes to being if you don't want to be the villain, like communicate.
Right.
But
I agree, and but I also don't agree. If you are the villain of somebody's story and you honestly feel like you did nothing wrong, who the fuck cares? It could be it could literally just go as far as that. If you, whether it's right or wrong, because there's 3 sides to the story, but if you feel like you did nothing wrong, but somebody hates you for something, who cares?
Who cares?
I think whether it's coworkers, family, friends,
who cares?
Who cares?
Well, so to touch basis on that, the only reason why my situation with the job, with the girl that I was talking to, or whatever was going on, that specific female kept interfering with my situation that I was starting with my daughter's mother.
Right. Well, that's different.
She kept trying to hinder that situation.
That's where I was going. So as long as this grudge or this feeling or this negativity against you isn't impacting your life significantly, that is beyond just your own internal hangups, job, finances, family, kids, who cares? Now, if it is impacting, sure, address it, try and squash it. But most times, most grudges, most negativity, most times you're a villain of someone's story is insignificant to your life, and it only means something if you let it weigh on you. And I would just say, who cares? Let it go. Because if the person cared enough to feel that way, they would have had a discussion with you, especially if you don't know what happened. And that's the worst thing, is to have somebody consider you to be the villain, a bad guy, talk crap about you, but you don't know what you did to them, and they don't give you the respect to know. You can still talk crap about me, but at least let a brother know. Come up to me. Let's talk. You can also, be the bigger person, the more mature person, and go up to them and ask them yourself. But if that person is the one that feels slighted, they should be the ones to address it with you, especially if you don't know what you did. So again, if it doesn't bother you, it don't bother me, because guess what? I don't lose any sleep about anybody that may or may not see me as a villain, because I know who I am, secure in who I am, and Yeah, you can't talk about it, then why bother? Why bother? So
can't talk about it, don't be about it. Don't be about it. Hey,
right, thanks for the book.
Hey, don't be about it.
And that's it for the Last of the Nice Guys podcast. I'm Jason.
I am Joe.
And I'm Manny.
Yeah, that's right.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Man.
You say, okay.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.